you said, hey, let's get this out there, because we even did a video on that. People saying, I thought you didn't search your kids' rooms. And we're like, we didn't.
Like, oh, you raised like bad kids because I went out and drank and did that stuff. But like, you have to learn from it, because it's like part of growing up. It's like, you have to give them a little bit of free will to like make their own decision. She said, I can't find your MacBook charger, but I found this. Live 360. My favorite thing?
Live 360?
Yeah, Live 360. We have a bunch of favorite things, but...
You guys, I mean, amazing app. Amazing app. We love Live 360.
Love it, yeah.
Yep.
Because I use it with all my friends, my boyfriend. My favorite thing is like the custom alerts, because we have them on like Dutch Bros. We have them on...
So can I say something? So when you pass Dutch Bros, it gives me a thing. Drew is by Dutch Bros, and I can say, Drew, can you please give me some Dutch Bros, and vice versa. So set our favorite stores up on it.
Got like our food places, so once we see someone's buy it, we're like, hey,
can you stop in there? Give me some chicken.
And we really,
some whatever.
Yeah. Do that too much.
Right? And it's just nice. There's a school alert, so we know, when you were in school.
Yeah, and also for Kenna, we know, like, when she's leaving school, that means she's going to soccer, and, like, we have to get her from soccer, so it helps us know kind of when to go get her. Time, yeah. Because I lose track of the day. And
yeah, we all do. And it says, hey, Kenna's left school, and we know that means she's on the way to, a different place, a different field, so we can coordinate that. And that's what I remember, speaking of, I can't even remember where we were, somewhere in Dallas. We're at some soccer fields, and we're running a tiny bit late. Not bad, but we're about to be real late because it was a tournament, so there's cars everywhere. We cannot find the field. I don't know if you were with us that tournament or not.
I don't think I was.
We cannot find the field anywhere. So Kenna looks at Life 360 because she has a circle group with her friends. Is that what you call it? Circle?
Circle? Yeah.
Circle. But yeah, it's just where they're all in with their friends, and keeps everybody safe that way too. But we saw the field they were on. We were able to get to it. Life 360 came in clutch.
Yeah, I pick up Kenna, my sister, from like everywhere. And normally, if it's like a big parking lot or anything, she can't find me. So I was just like, look at Life 360. She's calling me. She's like, where are you? And I'm always just like, look at Life 360.
Hey, download the app if you don't got it. It is really cool. It is really cool. All right, let's get into this crazy stuff. Oh, crazy.
Let's do it. Yes.
You ready for this?
Back in my fun days.
Back in Drew's fun days.
So my days are even more fun now.
So what do you think, when I look back and think about, I found out you were vaping.
Oh yeah, I don't even remember, like...
I don't either.
Exactly. I feel like, now I'm like, why did I ever start doing that at all? But it's so, I mean, if you go to school, anyone, like, it's just like so normalized these days, like, I realize how sad it is, because I'm like, it's so normal to just walk in school and like go to see, and now it's like I hear people like middle schoolers, 6th grade, 7th grade, I'm like,
that's wild.
It's horrible. I'm like, they should, because I mean, it's like sad because they target it for kids, and then the teenagers just fall into it so easily.
I feel like on the parent side, did I handle that well? I felt like I did.
I never got like grounded for vaping. It was more, I forget, I don't know how you ever found out.
I know.
Because I mean, I
honestly, I don't either.
I don't know how he exactly found out, but eventually he did. I don't.
But I knew he had to just kind of. It was a teaching moment. It wasn't a parent, It
was more like he was like, "What can I do to help you like stop, or what can we do to like?"
Because I knew if I went
he just like takes that, quit doing it, like.
You really think I can't follow her around 24/7? You just can't do that. Which I don't know how he
found out, but
I know. I wish I can't either. So that tells me though that was not a I didn't have some.
Yeah, it wasn't like crazy like at all. I remember like we had to talk about it, and
like, I could have had a meltdown, breakdown. I could remember that day and you could too, and you could.
Yeah, because I really don't. I'm like trying to sit here and think about it, but. I mean, I remember how they found out about me drinking. That story's funny. But the vaping thing, I'm trying to think.
Oh my gosh. We will get to that one. We will definitely get to that one. But I've prided myself on, because I see a lot of comments, and I see a lot of, parents can create trauma in trying to punish you.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously there's easy like abuse and this and that, but you can even so much as the mental or not the mental
because I have a picture that I have to pull up because in this when they found out I was drinking, this could have been I'm pretty sure I said that these were my friends' vapes, and I don't know if you guys. I think you might have believed it.
She tried to
because they found. Okay, wait, I'll get into the story in a second, but I just want to find this text because I have a screenshot of it. Okay, yeah, she did.
Verbal abuse is where I was going with it, though. Okay. I try to pride myself on not verbally abusing you guys whenever
Which I feel like also is like how it's talking about we're like all like sensitive. I feel like you're like aware of what you saying more because like that.
I'm sensitive, yeah.
Yeah, and like saying something just hurt my feelings is not gonna teach me a lesson.
It doesn't teach your kids, man. I'm telling y'all.
But like, okay,
this would be good.
It's like a bad screenshot of it.
This would be good.
Okay, so I had text my parents telling them to go in my room and look for my MacBook charger, and like, so I told her it was probably in this backpack, which I don't know if we can put this in the video or something, but I can't see the whole like picture because I like have a cutout of it on Snap and so it's kind of blocked out. But
maybe hold it out. Maybe he can. Maybe our magician.
I'll send this picture to you though. You can put it on the screen.
Okay.
But. She said, I can't find your MacBook charger, but I found this. And then it's like a picture of White Claws in there.
Who said that, Mama?
Yes, and then I said...
Oh, that's right. That's right. Now I remember. Because it was in the closet right back there, right?
Yep. Look, you can see it. And then I said, I'm sorry, they're not mine. Blank had them and wanted me to throw them away for her. She didn't want to throw them away at her house. And then the picture of Babes was also sent next.
So we were looking for your stuff. That's hilarious.
I asked them to. They weren't even going like.
I remember
she said,
that.
I couldn't find your MacBook charger, but I found this.
We kind of because I remember you said, hey, let's get this out there because we even did a video on that, and I remember people saying, I thought you didn't search your kids' rooms, and we're like, we didn't.
Yeah.
Drew asked us to go in a room.
In the text, she said, I didn't find your MacBook, but I found this.
We don't search our kids' rooms, and I remember some people jumped to conclusions real quick. Because
I have to make a video about this, or we made a video about that like a while ago. But, and I mean, like people, you guys can comment and say like, oh, you raised like bad kids because I went out and drank and did that stuff. But also, even like on his video, I remember this like lady, she was like a therapist or something, like, but she was like, this is like, it is still like healthy for kids to. Not healthy, but it's like it's the fact that like you're doing that, but like you have to learn from it because it's like part of growing up. It's like you have to make. I even watched a TikTok this dad post today. I'm gonna send it to you, but or this mom's like, "Am I strict? These are my 5 rules," and like the kids couldn't have their phone. They're old teenagers. They can't have their phones in the rooms at all. Like just like they have to be charged downstairs. Like they have to only be used in family areas and like a lot of other stuff. But this dad was like, if you don't ever give them like. Any room to make any decisions on their own. Like, whenever you just throw them out in the real world, they're, like, gonna go crazy. Because, like, whenever you're parenting, like, you have to give them a little bit of free will to, like, make their own decisions. And then, because he's like, yeah, they used to have a bedtime, but now I'm like, you choose it. So, like, if they go to bed at 1 a.m., they wake up at 6, like, they'll see that they're exhausted and then learn from their decisions, hopefully. Like, that's kind of, I mean, it doesn't always work like that. I was, like, the type of person I had to go. And my parents told me not to do it, and, like, I had to go try it once. Like, that was me. Not my siblings aren't there. Or at least my sister. She's learned from me, which I'm glad. Absolutely. I'm glad that she's learned from me. Because she would never vape or anything.
She's taking a nap right behind us, by the way. Just got home from soccer practice.
But she's learned from me, and she's never going to pick up a vape ever. And I'm, like, glad that I know that, at least. So, I don't condone that. Or
I'm telling you, here's the deal. I want to make a point on that.
I'm not saying to go do that either. I'm just saying... If you have, because a lot of kids have, like, it's normal. And, like, you have to learn. I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot from the stuff that I did. And, like,
I want, people ask me sometimes, too. They're like, dating. You let your kids date it at, a semi-young. I didn't feel like it was a very young age. But here's the deal. If I want to be around when you make the mistakes so I can help you. If I shelter you your entire life and then you head out and you go to college or whatever and these mistakes that you make and I'm not here to help those mistakes, that's when the mistakes get bigger and you try to cover up mistakes and even more. But if she knows she doesn't have to cover up mistakes. I know sometimes you probably want to and you're, whenever back then. But it's if you're under my roof, I feel safer when you're making mistakes. Does that make sense?
But I want to, But that, like, picture from the text, I remember me and my friends, we didn't want to, like, I know I didn't even want to get drunk. I just wanted to, like, look like I drank, I feel like, because I was, like, younger. But I remember we were, like, outside swimming, and we were, like, so how do we get alcohol? That's what we were thinking, because we're, like,
oh, that's great.
pretty much, we're just sitting there. We're, like,
So
coming
I'm
up.
saying names, but how did you end up getting the alcohol?
That's what I'm going to tell you guys.
Okay.
So we're just, like, playing it. We're, like, what do we do? So we're like, well, like, Snapchat, you know? So we start asking random people, like, who will get us alcohol? And I remember my friend, she was, like, my childhood best friend, and, like, she finds this guy, and he's like, yeah, I'm like, we'll bring it to you guys. So they pull up in this truck. We're swimming outside, and I don't know if my parents weren't home or if they were. I think they were. We were trying to be sneaky. So we got out of the pool, and then we went through the gate, and we, like, brought it back through the gate, and then we took it upstairs somehow, but I think we got, like, 4, impressive. Like, big White Claws, and I'm, like...
I tried to pride myself on big, but, you know, that's the first time I'm hearing that story. That's pretty funny stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I just remembered that, yeah. So, like, they were, like, these country guys, they had the boots on, they come out there, they just, like, we never spoke to them again after that, and I don't know if she did, but they
don't have random strangers from Snapchat.
Do not have random strangers come to your house at all. So I'm saying, learn from my stories.
Yep.
Luckily, I think they were nice, and I think they really did have good intentions. I think they thought it was funny, but...
Oh, my gosh.
So, but then, we can tell the other, like, the first journey story that you remember.
Oh.
That story.
And what's crazy about that night, it's one of the coldest nights ever. There's ice and snow everywhere. And we get a call about...
Yeah, well,
I was just saying... But I get a call at what, midnight maybe? And you never, when your phone rings at midnight.
Especially if it's your friends, or if it's your daughter's friend's parents calling you. Yeah. I don't think that's a phone call you really want in the middle of the night.
No. Because we know Drew's not,
I had those, like, probably drank, like, half a White Claw that time that they brought us those drinks. So, like, I had never been, like, drunk, which... I think that's why I saw this night, we were like, okay, we, like, actually have to get drunk. Like, we don't know what that feels like. So I think that's what we were thinking.
Thinking what you were thinking, and you went
so we,
way overboard.
What should we do? So we go in our kitchen, and we, like, take this, pretty sure we took a pretty nice bottle out of her parents' cabinet, too. I think it was, like, was it tequila or vodka, do you remember?
Tequila.
Yeah, and... we brought it back in our room. We didn't have, like, shot glasses, so we took mason jars.
Mason jars,
yeah.
Of tequila.
We started taking shots out of mason jars, and my friend, she was being way more smart thinking than I was, because I'm over here like, I don't feel it. And
you went all in. It's not like you take one shot and then you feel it. Just in case you're wondering, it does...
Because I did not wait. I don't know how I was doing this. I don't know what. Like, I was just, like... tastes like water, pretty much. Okay, but then, I don't even really remember, like, even what happened, but I remember, like, waking up and her brother is, like, holding a bucket, and I'm, like, puking in this bucket, and, like, her parents are, like, they're so sweet. They did not want to tell me, like, they did not want me to get in trouble at all. They were trying to not call my parents, but then they were like, but she's not okay, and we don't want them to, like, not know because she... isn't good. Like,
that situation is as bad as it was, got handled. It was handled
perfectly. Yeah, and her parents were... I could not have asked them to be any nicer. Like, we took their alcohol, and they were super sweet to me, and, like, took care of me, and, like... So then, like, when they called my parents, they were, like, telling me, like, not to be sorry or anything, which obviously I was really sorry, but they were, like, super nice about it. Like, understood that it was a mistake.
Imagine us, we're driving in this... luckily they live pretty close.
Luckily she lives... Like, you just turn down there and you go that way, and that's her house. This is the same neighborhood. Yeah,
so that helped, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank goodness, because it was so bad that night. And I remember us, just standing there going,
Which obviously they could not really talk to me that night. I wouldn't have gone anywhere.
That's the thing, parents, here's the deal. First of all, I was just lucky we got to our daughter, and, but
and
even...
honestly, like, it's, like, lucky that I had friends that would call my parents and not, like, try to cover up and just, like, leave me. I don't know. Or even that my friend told her parents, like...
because she could have been in bad trouble doing what she,
my friend
health-wise.
worried about, like, what her parents like and not wanting to tell them and just like left me to. But everyone was taking care of me and making sure I was good.
Everyone manned up the right way.
Yeah, her brother was holding the bucket for me. Her parents were, I think they brought me like a rag and stuff. They were taking care of me and like cleaning me up.
Yeah.
They got me some new clothes. Like, they were being very nice.
But that's where I was going with it, too. If parents, if you get that call, whether it be from the parents, the friends.
Don't freak out and go off on them that night.
There's no way. You ever heard that, trying to reason with the drunk? You can't do it. You can't do it. The best thing to do.
I remember, I kept saying I was sorry that night, but.
You did. But
I woke up the next morning, I remember that morning I put on our hand sanitizer we have downstairs, and I went in the bathroom and I puked, because.
That hand sanitizer is strong.
I smelled it and I was like,
it's strong.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of as a parent, that's that's some good punishment right there. It's like, heck yeah, here, get some more sanitizer on your hands.
But I remember that day, I spent it in our lot, just in the living room. We were just talking. And
we made you sleep in our floor. I remember that. For one, and that was strictly to make sure she was okay. I think I slept on the couch, actually. Or I know Mama had to stay, or she stayed with me on the couch. Yeah, stayed with you, slept, and I think we brought you in on we made you a pal on the floor there.
In the morning when you guys got up. But, so, that was, this was, kind of a big deal, though, because I'd never done anything like that extent. And so, but they handled it really well, though, because
it's devastating as a dad.
Yeah, I should have, you really, you don't have to drink to have fun. You don't have to do any of that. And I feel like that's just something that a lot of you it'll take, drinking a bunch, and then you'll realize,
we can have fun, but you don't have to go,
And I mean, I'm doing it on but also I was really young. I did not need to be doing that, or just, I don't know.
I think you learned that you could probably pace it out a little bit too. Alcohol will hit you. It may not hit you right then, but it will hit you. I just, I remember, Lindsay and I was tough. That was tough.
You don't want to even see your daughter like that.
No, but we got to be here when you did that. I got to take care of you, make sure you're okay.
And I feel like as a parent, whenever you say that, you're like, oh, I'm such a horrible parent, why did my kid do this? But you also can't look at it like that, because it's just what is normalized these days is it is really sad, I feel like, because that's all super duper normal now, and it shouldn't be. It's not normal, but it is. It is normal, compared to if you I went to the biggest high school in Broken Arrow, or in Oklahoma. I went to Broken Arrow High School, but so there's a lot of kids there, and the people that everyone I saw that was just normal, drinking, vaping, all of it. So, and who you're around is who you're gonna be, and that's I did surround myself with the friends that I did that stuff with, she's not a bad person.
No,
she's a really good person.
She is amazing.
She's amazing. Yeah, we had to learn. That was just us.
She's when you look. This girl is. She's awesome.
Accomplished a lot. She's doing really good.
Yeah, really cool.
So you just. So as a parent, just know you can.
Y'all heard our bell. Yep.
She's barking.
She tries to make an appearance all the time. So what I was going to say is how what were you going to say?
I lost my train.
Oh, okay. So I'll throw this in while you're thinking. We had you hang around us.
Yeah, for my punishment, it was you get to spend all day with us.
You get to spend all day with us, but it wasn't a.
Also, for me, I wouldn't you. If I was how long am I going to be grounded? You're well, it's up to you. So if I was engaging in my time with them, and I wasn't being
And we tried to make it. We watched some good shows. We watched
really good shows.
I would let her pick out shows. We would get food. We'd go to the movies. Yeah. We would go out to eat.
Not right after. He's oh, let's go to the movies.
No,
it was rewarding me, but
several days late. But it was just the fact of let's hang out.
More let's hang out talk. And
let's know that
kind of work through this and be closer, kind of So I would be feel more comfortable to be open and honest with them, and not
feel like she did have to go and have that happen. Yeah. Exactly.
But it's definitely just a learning. So should I keep telling stories or no?
I know, right? I feel
like
stories are good.
This
is story time.
Because I'm teaching you guys what not to do.
Mistake story time.
Yeah. Because also, we were going to talk about sneaking out. That's something. I've only done that very minimal times, but definitely don't do that. That's definitely, like, not safe. Because whenever you're leaving, like, I would leave my phone here. And, like, now that I'm like, that's dumb.
So dumb. So dumb.
Because I would go in my sister's room downstairs and I would make her, like, whoever I was with, I would talk to her on their phone. So I'd make her stay awake till I got back, which I felt bad because she would get scared because she, like, wouldn't want me to do that, you know, because she wants me to be safe. And she's like,
you put her in a bad situation.
I did, yeah, I did, because she did not want to do this, yeah.
You know,
because she didn't want to stay awake until early in the morning. And like, also, if my parents did find out, then that's like putting it on her too.
Yeah.
So don't do that either. I mean, I guess I was kind of being safe, but also.
You had some backup, but yeah, it put her in a
I never did anything crazy. If I snuck out, I kind of just did it to, like, honestly, probably just to say I did it, to be honest, because I would.
Right, because there wasn't much we wouldn't.
I never really did anything. Like, this was before I could drive,
right.
So I think it was more just because I couldn't drive. So like, I just liked that.
You could
that I could just go, yeah. So I would.
And curfew, you never. Yeah. I mean, in growing up, I can't remember any time you ever missing curfew. You know? And we gave you fair curfews. You know,
it always was like depending on what I was doing, and like they would take into consideration like when other people would be leaving and stuff. So
yeah. And we always set a leave by time, which is always a great idea.
Like first we had curfews, and then we started switching it to.
Yeah, there was a comment on one of my videos, and the lady explained about leave by time.
That way, if your kid is because like say your curfew is 12, you're like 15 minutes away, and you leave at 11:50. Like they're gonna be like zooming home to try and make it, and like not driving safe. So it's just.
And we've heard so many horror stories of kids, really seriously getting hurt, or dying, trying to get home by curfew. And we thought, this is so smart. Just leave by 12.
So it's like, leave by 12, and then
whatever,
that way, whenever you get home, as long as you're up around 12. And they also, like, they're never like, if you're not home right at this second. They're not like the 12:03 or yeah. I would because I would always text them and be like, okay, I'm about to leave, or...
Exactly. You were such a good communicator.
Yeah, and now that I'm 19, I don't have a curfew anymore, but... Like, I still communicate because I still live here, obviously.
That's
even
the
if
thing.
I didn't live here.
Even if you, I feel like we will always have that connection.
Just like communicate.
Like us. I mean, especially when me and your mom, if we're out a little later than we, usually stay out. We let y'all know.
If they wake up in the middle of the night or something, like, where are they? Like.
And again, that's the beautiful thing.
Live 360 tells them whenever we get back. I mean, they can also check that, but they'll usually just be like, checking in. Like, that's it. I'll just usually just say that.
But yeah, and I just send a checking in text, just literally what it says is checking in, or I love you, or.
Yeah, I usually just say checking in, love you.
Yep.
But, yeah, so I never actually got caught, or actually I kind of did get caught sneaking out once, because we had two of my friends over, and then my mom's best friend, she has 2 grandkids, and we were so stupid. Like,
was I here?
You guys were here, but I didn't get caught in the act, though. I've never been, which, that sounds terrifying, so also just don't sneak out due to that. That was, it gives you, like, whenever you're leaving, you're like, oh, I could walk back and my parents could be right there, like, it's like, no way they left. I was just like...
Hey, I had a paper route, and so I used that paper route as my, here's my funny story of sneaking out real quick. So, had a paper route. The papers would get there about 5 a.m. But, so I would use that as when I snuck out at like 3 a.m. or whatever. I just knew that I didn't even have to go back in my house. I could just grab the papers off the porch and go. So, but one morning I was so stupid, and the papers are on the porch, and I'm worn out. Cause like I wasn't drunk or anything like that. We had just been out all night. Just being ignorant teens, nothing crazy. But so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back inside and go to bed, tell my mom I don't feel good. And so I walk in and I'm like, Mom, because I'm an only child,
You wanted her to be.
Yep. Yeah. And like, my mom, I'm 50 years old. My mom
she would still love for him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt about it. So I walk in and I'm like, I'm sick. And she's like, I got you. And go lay down. I'll do your paper route today. Man, it wasn't 10 minutes later. I hear the door open back up. Come back. I mean, you could hear the footsteps. There's difference in my house, too, because we had the wood floors.
She could tell by the car or something, right?
Yep. The car, so I don't know if cars still do this, because I've never really done that, but they popped when they were hot. So, like, if you drove a car for a while, like, and I took our van. I mean, that's how stupid I was, too.
Yeah,
Now, I did have my license,
yeah,
but I think I have my license. Yeah, I have my license. I was 16. Drove the van. We had this big old van. I pull it up, and I mean, it's popping hot. And my mom, I feel like I could pull. I was pretty good on her part because I didn't expect her to catch that.
Yeah.
But I never thought of it. But she's like, "You better go do that paper right now." And I think you know why. And we'll talk when we get back. And I was like, oh, "What did I do?
You should have just did the
know it. I know. All I had to do was go do the paper route. I'd never been caught.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
I came home from the paper route, and my mom and dad are both sitting on the couch, and that's not.
That's how it would be. Like whenever I got that text while I was at school, I was like, the bus ride home, or I remember he picked me up from the bus stop, and it was like one of those just like quiet rides home.
Was it quiet?
Yeah, we talked about it once we got back. We just like kind of both didn't want to talk in the car because we were like waiting until we got back. So it's just like, it's not like horrible, but obviously,
I can guarantee
it was the first time I got called
you've seen like me sit there, though. It's way different than me sitting there seeing my dad.
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like anything.
Poppy,
but I'm
he's
like,
a good guy, but
that was the first time anything like that. And like, I just get a text he's soft, so I'm like, I don't know. Like, because I mean, it's more even just that you guys are like disappointed. Like, that's like, that's worse than.
The disappointment gets you. That's how you know you did good as parents.
Yeah.
Is they don't want you to be disappointed in them.
Yeah. But I didn't finish the story. But the time that I got caught sneaking out was because, so I didn't get caught in the act. So me and my two friends, I think we left and like it was fine. But then I feel like a week later or something, I remember, like my mom told me that my mom's best friend's little granddaughter, she like said something about how we had the window open or said we left through the window. And so, Livy, she said that. So we ended up getting caught.
Livy ratted you out. That's hilarious. How old was she this time? Like
I don't
3,
know, really
4?
Little. Yeah, she was young, but she like had said we went out the.
Said y'all went out the window
or something, or she said it was open. Something about it, but
funny.
That's how I ended up.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I remember one time. You remember
story from your perspective.
Yeah. So Darian, remember he wanted our son.
Oh my gosh,
he wanted it was
also after this is like just after one of these instances happened that I just talked about, like, so I was probably like grounded, but which like I said,
we had found one out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then I was grounded, and then like just for a little bit, and then I was ungrounded, and like the same day I got ungrounded, or it was like I was getting ungrounded, and so like they like let me go with my brother to stay overnight to get the PS5 when everyone would like stay overnight at GameStop.
You know, like right before Christmas, they're all
like
out.
You stay out, like you camp out.
Stay out all night, camp out in lines to get one, and we're like,
the story's funny. If you were there, it was so funny.
It was. I mean, now it's hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny now, but like again, I don't know why I even needed to leave. We didn't. I would literally just get in the car and sit there pretty much and just drive around.
Because I feel like it was. I don't even
but
remember.
This is how I got caught. So Kenna, she's like calling me and she's like, because I was dumb. Also, I was gonna leave way later. Because I knew my parents would be, like, texting us earlier, like, just checking how I was going.
Checking in.
Yeah, just checking in. Like, they're not asleep yet. But I'm like, I don't want to wait. I want to go now. And so I had people pick me up, and then I leave, and Kenna's calling me, and she's like, can you, like, come and see again? My siblings are so sweet. They didn't want me to get in trouble. They're like, can you please come back? Like, can you please just come back? And I'm like, no. I'm like,
they tried so hard.
They were so nice, yeah. Like,
so nice.
But then one time, so Kenna's like, Drew, come back. My mom's calling her at the same time, so she answers my mom. I don't even think she knows, but she's like, Drew, come back. And so then my mom's like, Drew, come back. Where? And then Kenna's like, so then she tells her, and then Kenna tells me, and I'm like, no way. I thought they were joking. I was like, they don't know. Like, she's joking. But I come back, like, there's everyone that was there. Like, one of them was, like, one of my kind of friends. She was the only one that was, like, because I was, like, scared. Because, I mean, not scared, but, like, I just got ungrounded. I'm like, and I messed it up.
And here we are.
So I'm coming to give me. But all these people in line, like, they were all like, that's what you get. You deserve that. That's what you get. Like, good thing.
See, everybody in line.
Yeah,
knew.
they were like, good thing your parents are
Everybody
coming to
in line
get you.
knew.
And then, but like, my friend, she was like, it's okay.
And it's not like y'all could have just hung out in line at the.
I know, I would have.
place.
It's like me and then I even did that. Like, why couldn't I have just hung out with my siblings? That's what I was supposed to do, but I just wanted to leave. Like,
Even the friends that were there, you know, they could have
like
jumped
everyone,
out and hung out, and I mean,
they were all cool. Like,
because
that's before that, I was hanging out with that girl. Like, me and Kenna, we went to go get drinks with her at the gas station.
Yeah.
Like, we were having a good time. But I was like, I get 1 ounce of freedom, and I was like, I'm gonna go.
she was gone.
I ran with it, but
And it's funny you say 1 ounce of freedom because we
no 1 ounce of freedom. That's not what I. You know what I meant.
No,
but because
no,
I had
because you were just
got
grounded. You were
and
just
so then
grounded.
They're like here, like
Yeah.
But they were like
I
being
knew what
nice.
you
I was
meant. I
like
just
still
wanted
in
to-
trouble, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can go with your brother though. Like we'll let you go with him." And I took advantage of that.
We were like, it was so.
So that's what I'm saying. Whenever I was gone, they still let me do stuff, and then you see, I turned around and did that. So it definitely took me doing stuff multiple times. I was definitely one of those people like.
Here's how I describe you guys. We have 3 kids.
Yeah.
We have 3
I'm
different
the
types
middle
of
child.
kids.
If you didn't know, if that helps you understand.
Middle
yeah.
child right here. So Darian, oldest kid. If we told
He's an
all
angel.
3 of them, that the stove was hot, Darian would be the type that he would be like, Drew, Kenna, the stove is hot. None of us are touching the stove.
Yeah.
None of us are touching it. I'm going to help y'all keep from touching it. Kenna would be the type that she would probably not touch it on purpose, but she might actually trip into the stove.
She would touch it, but then she would not touch it again.
She would touch it, and it would just be she would just kind of, I mean, it wouldn't be a like,
she would be like, and then she would not touch it again.
Yep. And then she would trip into it accidentally sometimes.
But she would stop. She would realize it's bad, but it came out.
Yep. And then Drew.
It took me a lot of times to touch that hot stove before I realized.
She'd just throw her hand on it and be like, this ain't that hot. And even though her hands freaking burn up with blisters on it, it's not that hot. I'm good. And then she finally looked at the hand and was like, you know what? I can have some fun times and I don't even have to get burnt doing it.
Hand, yeah.
Right?
Which, yeah. And now I'm just like...
Sums you guys up.
Yeah, that's how, because Darian, he's like a perfect little angel.
Oh, he's not a perfect little angel.
No, but that's
just... good kids. Every single one of you guys are freaking good kids.
Kenna's a little angel, too. I'm a little angel.
Nah, all you guys are.
I'm joking. But
all you guys.
You guys know what I mean. But whenever I tell you guys these stories, I just think they're funny to look back on from now. And it doesn't make him a bad parent. It doesn't make me a bad person.
No.
It's just growing up, I feel like.
It's growing up. And again, it's about parents just... Your kids are going to make mistakes, parents. They're going to.
And you're not going to no one is going to like that.
No one likes the mistakes, but it's
you have to learn how to navigate through it also, because...
You can't just kick them out of the house. You can't just, lock them in their rooms.
Yeah.
You can't
just... You have to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
But...
And work through it. Talk through it.
Because...
Talk about the dangers of what they, of their mistakes. And even though as a kid, it's not going to, at some point in time, it does register.
Because my mom's just like, that's what she always told me if I did that stuff. She's like, you literally just do it because your frontal lobe's not developed. I don't know how many people have heard that talk. They're like, your frontal lobe is just not developed
and
yet.
It is 100% fact.
100%
fact. Your frontal
lobe.
So
you just don't know, the consequences of your own actions.
It's like you live in the moment. I'm invincible, and... But no, stay. Man, I love this episode.
I know. I feel like that was good.
Some of those,
we were open about everything, and
absolutely. We navigated through some tough waters,
and then we figured out what worked to get me to stop doing that.
What works, and it was really just being
healthy,
there for you, healthy talks,
and being able to talk about it, kind of.
And even explaining about drinking, now granted, underage drinking is illegal against the law. But we talk about if you're going to do that, you can still just be, have limits, you
don't need to.
There's no need to go overboard and,
So you have to learn that. That's what I'm saying. As you'll do stuff, you'll learn. You'll grow from it.
Talk through the hard stuff, parents. Be there.
Yep.
Good episode.
Very good.
Thank you guys for being with us. Hey, if you listen to this and you didn't listen to one, go back and listen to one. But stay tuned for number 3. We'll be out next week. And, again, this was Talking Back.
Powered by Life 360.
I was Billy.
And I was Drew.
We'll see you guys next time.